April 2nd, 2025 will forever be remembered as the day American industry was reborn, the day that we began to make America wealthy again.
Before starting this video, don't forget to like and subscribe the Viral Vibes. President Donald Trump's tariff strategy, initially launched with the stated intention of protecting American jobs, reviving domestic manufacturing, and shielding key industries from foreign competition, ultimately had the opposite effect on the U.S. economy. Framed as a bold effort to reclaim American industrial strength, the tariffs imposed on steel, aluminum, and a wide range of imported goods disrupted global supply chains, drove up production costs, and triggered retaliatory measures from international trading partners. Instead of rejuvenating American industry as promised, the trade war created an environment of economic uncertainty that forced several major U.S. companies, including iconic manufacturers like John Deere and Ford, to reconsider their domestic operations. Despite political pressure and patriotic rhetoric encouraging them to buy American and keep production on U.S. soil, these companies moved key operations overseas to countries such as Mexico, Brazil, India, and Vietnam. There, they could access cheaper labor, more predictable regulatory environments, and untapped markets, factors increasingly essential for corporate survival in a competitive global economy. This offshoring trend marked a significant departure from the Trump administration's vision of a manufacturing renaissance and underscored the limits of Washington's influence over multinational corporations. While the administration attempted to use tariffs as a blunt force tool to control corporate behavior, many business leaders responded not with loyalty, but with pragmatic strategy shifts aimed at preserving shareholder value and operational efficiency. In doing so, they quietly restructured global supply chains, repositioning production facilities in regions more aligned with the financial realities of 21st century capitalism. These strategic relocations were not loud acts of defiance but rather a subtle, calculated form of resistance, a quiet corporate revolt against what many executives perceived as economically damaging policies. The fallout from the tariffs was particularly pronounced in rural America, where many had supported President Trump with the hope that he would restore prosperity to long-struggling industrial and agricultural regions. Instead, farmers faced collapsing export markets due to retaliatory tariffs on agricultural goods, while factory workers saw jobs vanish or shift to other countries. Prices for farm equipment and raw materials surged, compounding the challenges faced by already financially strained communities. Local dealerships that sold and serviced machinery like tractors and harvesters experienced delays and higher costs, forcing some to reduce operations or close entirely. Small businesses reliant on these industries found themselves caught in the ripple effect, leading to broader economic stagnation in areas that had once thrived on domestic manufacturing and agriculture. The decline in stock values of key corporations such as Ford and John Deere dealt a further blow to retirees and working families whose pensions and savings were tied to these companies' performances. As economic pressures mounted, corporate leaders increased behind-the-scenes lobbying efforts to minimize the impact of the tariffs, working quietly to influence policy through back channels rather than public campaigns. These efforts reflected a significant shift in the balance of power, as multinational firms exerted their influence not through confrontation but through strategic realignment and policymaker persuasion. In many cases, corporations continued to profit, even as American workers bore the brunt of dislocation and decline. Ultimately, the trade war failed to achieve its core objectives. Rather than bringing back American manufacturing jobs or fostering long-term economic stability, the policy accelerated the offshoring trend and exposed the fragility of the once-promised industrial comeback. It eroded trust between rural communities and the federal government, deepening a sense of abandonment and betrayal among the very constituencies that had formed the backbone of Trump's political base. The alliance that once bound government, business, and labor in a shared vision of national economic strength has been fractured, perhaps irreparably. Many of the factories that were supposed to reopen remain shuttered, and the jobs that were supposed to return continue to flow abroad. What remains is a stark reality: an American working class caught in a structural economic decline, navigating an uncertain future in a world where capital moves faster than promises and where loyalty is measured not by patriotic slogans, but by balance sheets and bottom lines.